Hey everybody, this is TJ Cates from Nashville Entertainment Weekly. We're coming to you live from Music Row on a Sunday morning.
Yes.
I'm with
Jill Santavanez and
Rita Faye Tanner.
Thanks so much. You're from West Virginia.
Yeah.
I'm from West Virginia.
In town for the Josie Awards. You're up for some awards.
Yes, I'm a 3 times nominee.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much. It's so exciting. I'm up for country gospel, actually, and I'm up for traditional country, and those artists, vocalists, and then my song that I wrote, Touching You, Touching Me, is up for the Traditional Country Song of the Year. And I am so excited.
You should be excited.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about the song you're going to play for us right now.
Oh, that's about my daddy. My daddy was a hard worker. Okay, I have an old-time story, like Loretta Lynn and all of them. Daddy actually worked in the coal mines for a while, but I guess that was before my time. So he was a farmer and a road worker when I knew him. And he would get all kinds of briars and things, and I would take care of that. That's why you hear one line in there about that. I used to pick out the briars and everything, take care of my daddy. I was a daddy's girl. And I wasn't going to put this song on the CD, but I did, and they're playing it worldwide.
That's so great. Well, let's go right into it.
Hi everybody, my name's Rita Faye Tanner, and I wrote this song about my daddy. It's called The Finest Man in Town, and I hope y'all like it, and today I'm singing for Daddy. I'm the daughter of the finest man in town. His words meant more than some folks written down. And when folks come up to me, they say, are you from around? Yeah, I'm the daughter of the finest man in town. My daddy worked hard all his life to pay his dues. Made sure that I had shoes to wear to school. I'd sew his bleeding hands in the evening when the sun went down. Yeah, I'm the daughter of the finest man in town. Well, Daddy is not as young as he used to be, but he's still the same man to me. He gave his best in life, and as long as he's around, I'm the daughter of the finest man in town. I'm the daughter of the finest man in town. His words meant more than some folks written down. And when folks come up to me, they say, are you from around? Yeah, I'm the daughter of the finest man in town. I'm the daughter of the finest man in town. That's for y'all.
And we're back. What a great song. What a great
Beautiful
tribute to your
song.
dad.
Thank you very
yeah.
much. Thank you very much. I'm proud of that song, and I love my daddy very much.
Did you ever get to sing that for your dad?
I might have one time, but I really never had confidence in my own music, so I basically hid my songs back.
What?
Except
All the great artists say that.
Except a couple of them.
Oh my goodness.
And, you know, I sang my sister's songs, and I played in church, and I sang all that kind of stuff. I love gospel music, but my songs I never had confidence in.
What denomination church?
Well, actually, we started out, I don't know if it was Union Mission. It was with a missionary.
Okay.
We didn't
It
have-
was a
you know.
Baptist in a way.
Yeah, the Baptist, and then they went over to like Pentecostal. So I work with all churches because I believe if you love each other and you love people and agree with that, you know,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
love
yeah.
side.
Well,
and,
the same God.
yeah, we got the
course.
same God.
There's
And-
different interpretations and stuff like that, and now it's so non-denominational. There's different personal interpretations, but I was mainly asking not about that. I was asking about the influence of the music because all of it's a little
Right.
bit different.
It's gospel.
In West
I mean,
Virginia,
yeah.
there's some
Beautiful
really
gospel.
big music that comes out of West Virginia. I think that's fun.
Yes, the Willing Jamboree. They have that as home of the Willing Jamboree, and they do that now. And I hear it's going to be going through some wonderful changes. You know, good changes. I don't know what they are exactly, or not allowed to say. But I work with some musicians from there, and the Grand Ole Opry used to come back into the country as far as I lived, way out in the God's country, or boonies, whatever you call it, West Virginia. Yeah, and I grew up listening to the Grand Ole Opry. You know,
You and your sisters, right? You were talking
yeah,
about
my sisters,
You
yes.
thought that there were people in there, or you could see
In the
it like a
radio?
TV?
I thought there was people
The
in the
tube.
radio. I just as well tell tube radio.
Yeah.
And those of you who know what I'm talking about,
We have like a
you
little
know,
radio behind us, kind of something
oh
like
yes,
that. Just
oh
maybe a
yes,
little bigger.
and
Love
the
that.
tubes were orange, and you could see the little
There we go.
filaments in it,
Uh-huh.
and they say the people are standing down at the Grand Ole Opry on a stage. you know. And I see them down there. They're playing their guitars.
That's so fun.
That's so sweet.
So basically, yeah, I love music.
Well, let's talk about the guitar it's back in the
love
background.
that
if you can
guitar,
see it
right?
He's over here.
And,
Yeah.
and
You
everybody
want to
saw
stand
it.
up, or can they see
He's
it?
your
They
Willie.
can see it. They
Yeah.
can see it. Let's talk about it, though.
Well, here's what I just said. Willie Nelson, whom I've never met and I would love to, he sang a song, I believe it was, about me and Paul. Well, my guitar's named Willie, and I say me and Willie. Willie's picture is actually on it. I don't know if you can see that, but I prefer that guitar. It's been beat up and put back together, just like my life, and that guitar still plays. And my brother that fixed it said, don't ever take that out in public. Well, I take it right here to Nashville.
Right. And have you played in Nashville often?
I played at John A's, and I actually, when I first landed here a few years ago, I started at Long Hollow Jamboree. I don't know if you're familiar with that, out Long Hollow. And I started there, and I made my first CD down on Old Hickory Boulevard, Kitty Wells Boulevard, out that way. And I loved it because I used to sit at the radio, speaker up here, listening to Kitty Wells, trying to mock every word, the way she said it. And she was my queen of country music. And
That's so cool.
Yeah.
What a great story.
It's a life history story for me. If I can.
Well, talk about Dottie West, because you have a lot of influences with Dottie West.
Oh, I do a Dottie West tribute. I did my first one publicly in Memphis Legends Elvis Week last year.
Elvis Week is a big deal.
Oh, yes. And I couldn't make it this year. They wanted me to, and I was planning on it. So they're having me again next year.
Fun.
But Dottie West, I've never met her in person. I know people who have. I actually had a boss that Dottie held her when she was a baby and when she was born. And Dottie came to me in a dream after my aunt sent me the wig. And I started researching Dottie. Well, that's the person I loved. I loved that person. Country sunshine, country girl, paper mansions, you know. And so Dottie came to me in a dream because I really wanted to be like Dottie. I could feel her heart, you know. And I was late for work, and I apologized. I said, but Dottie West was with me in my dream. So
Yeah.
she was telling me, I was in a studio or music place just like this. And this little lady come in, and she was slim and everything, and she had the center of attention. And she came in, and she was looking at everybody. And this is weird to me because she looked me right square in the eye. She said, oh, and who are you? And I looked her right back, and I said, I'm the person you wanted to be. She looked at me, and she looked at me. She laughed. She put her arm around my shoulder. She said, well, come on, miniature Dottie. And
Cute.
yes, she did.
I love that.
And she took me around. She started introducing me to the people at the sound controls and everything like this, and the people that were at the desks. And she said, don't you let him give you any BS. But she
funny.
said the actual words. And I didn't want to leave Dottie, but I had to wake up and go to work.
Oh, we're back in the dream. Okay.
Oh,
That was
wow.
a dream.
That's
Yeah.
incredible. I did.
It was
I didn't even know
real.
that was.
That's great.
That sounds so
vivid.
real.
And
It
that
was
was your
real.
connection.
Oh,
and now you're
yeah.
inspired by her with your music, and you play. So you're carrying
I
it
can
on
feel
through
her. I can feel her when I wear my Dottie stuff, you know, my false eyelashes, my stilettos, and, you know, I still have goals to be more like Dottie, but she was incredible.
Yeah.
And I I don't know if I'm allowed to say this here. If I'm not, I guess you can maybe do something with her later. I don't know if
There's no telling
Go
what's gonna
for it.
happen.
You
Let's
you can
just
cut
see
that
what
out.
happens.
But anyway, I would like to say this
Okay.
because there are so many people I know and on my Facebook that I guess Dottie's not in the Hall of Fame. They want her in the Hall of Fame. Her music was awesome. If you take time to listen to her voice, the way that she managed her voice, the way that she did her music, her personality, she is a legend.
I think it's going to happen, and I'll tell you why. 2 weeks ago, they just now, 25 years later, they just put a marker out there on
gosh.
Raleigh Parkway, and Jeannie Seeley, it was in our office, our studio 2 weeks ago and on our show. She was the one that went out there because they were best friends.
Yes.
And when Jeannie Seeley had her wreck, I think in 1964, 70, she said that Dottie West was by her side the whole entire time.
Oh.
So now, and then whenever it flipped, whenever Dottie West had a bad accident on the way to perform at the Opry, the IRS was killing her financially.
Yes.
She was on her way out there, had to catch a ride, had a fatal car wreck almost. She was by her side as a friendship. So
Yes.
you're tied in with that. In this room that you're in,
I
she's
feel her
been around
heart.
here. Yeah.
I actually feel Dottie's heart.
So I think
And I
that
don't
right
think
now
she's
she's
done
getting recognition. We do that in
That's
National
awesome.
Entertainment Weekly. We're trying to
That's
give,
awesome.
we still have so many rising and wonderful stars. We have great new stars. We have established people like you. and we have some classic country. And I think it's time that Dottie West is getting it. They're actually going to put a permanent marker out there now.
That's
is what we were
wonderful.
told last week.
That is wonderful. And
You should go. You should drive whenever they do it. We're going to let you know when it is, and you should be out
That
there.
would be
And Jeannie's
perfect.
going to be
When
out
is
there.
it?
You can meet
Is
Jeannie
it
Seeley.
soon?
It's coming up sometime in the next month or two. I'm not sure the date. We're definitely going to let you know
yeah.
because we get invited to it. We want you to go out there for sure.
Oh, I appreciate that so much.
We can
so
make that
much,
happen.
so
I'm
very
sure
much.
Jeannie would love you. Just the connection and
And
your
Dottie will
appreciation for
definitely be
Dottie.
there.
Oh, I would love to meet her. I mean, because I really do. I'm not just saying I feel Dottie. I don't impersonate Dottie. I try to keep her music alive. And I try to resemble her, but she was a beautiful woman, you know?
you are
And it's
too.
just, But anyway, the false eyelashes I have trouble with. But even when I went to Memphis, I carried the cosmetic case.
Really?
And I walked in, they knew who I was. And they said, "You're Dottie." I said, "Yes." And I had my case. And I remember
Sweet.
Jeannie joking about that case. She said, Dottie said to me, "You carry my case." And Dottie was like, "Huh?" I'm not gonna, or Jeannie was
That's
like, "It's
funny.
heavy."
Yeah, she's a little bitty lady. Well, thanks so much for coming in. Let's tell everybody where they can connect with you on social media.
My website, it keeps undergoing changes, and I try to get it updated as soon as we can. And it's RitaFayeTanner.com. And Facebook, just go look for Rita Tanner or look for Rita Faye Page. And, I'm everywhere. Google Rita Faye Tanner.
We'll put your links up there. So all
Okay.
they have to do is just click.
Thank
and if
you.
you're
Right
watching
there on
this
the
on
screen.
TV, go to the websites and everything that you see on the bottom of your screen right now, and they'll just do a little Google search, and they'll find you.
I'd like to put one more little thing, if
You
I
can
have
put-
time.
You can definitely do that.
I was named for little Rita Faye that used to sing at the Opry, the little girl.
Uh-huh.
And I got to meet her my first trip down here. I belong to ROPE, the Reunion of Professional Entertainers that they have. And anyway, she was there the first time. And I had been talking to her son, Brandon. And I caught this dude, I'd never been there, little me. And anyway, the main dude, he had gotten some kind of award. I latched onto his arm the first guy through. Nobody was there. He took me like as his friend and sat right there at the table, right by the band thing. Oh, yeah. And just before dinner, this guy with this white hat came up, and he was looking at our table, but I noticed he was looking me right in the eye, and I thought, what? He looked at me, he said, "Rita Faye?" I said, "Yes." And that it clicked just as he said, "Brandon." And he said, "Mom's here." "Mom's here. I know who that is." And I said, "Oh, can I meet her?" He said, "She's upstairs." And so after dinner, you can meet her. So I actually, after dinner, went up. I felt like instead of Cinderella coming down the stairs, I felt like Cinderella going up the stairs. And I got to meet her. I got her autograph. I said, "That looks like my writing. I can't have that. You got to write it somehow. That looks like my writing. They're going to think I faked it."
Right.
And so she had a napkin where she put her, blotted her lipstick. I said, "Sign that." So she
That's
signed that,
funny.
and I have that, yeah. And she hugged me, and I said, "I wish Mommy could see this right now." She said, "Honey, somehow I think she knows." So
That's sweet.
That
Yeah,
that
the
was
best
awesome.
stories.
Beautiful story.
Oh man, and my first time in Nashville. And my sister sitting in there, she said, "Maybe you'll get to meet little Rita Faye while you're down there."
Right.
And little Rita Faye said, "It's a God thing." I said, "It has to be."
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Yes, thank you
Thanks
all.
for spending Sunday
Thank you
morning
all.
with us. It's been TJ Cage with Nashville Entertainment Weekly coming to you on Music Row. Our website is NashvilleEntertainmentTV.com.
I'm Jill Santavanez, and we're here with.
Rita Faye Tanner. Thank you all for having me.
Thank you for being here.